All right, today we're gonna turn this into this. That's hot. Yeah? All right, so we're taking a rack of spare ribs and we're gonna turn them into a St. Louis style cut. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim it up here, and you're gonna hear my kids in the background. I'm developing a little bit of an audience, but we're gonna take, we're just gonna take and we're gonna cut. Gonna find the spot I'm finding right here. You're gonna cut straight through that. All right, and probably not the best idea to cut on a rack. Then after you find that cut, you're just gonna kind of trace it all the way down to the end there. So got my line here, and I'm just gonna keep cutting. My knife is a little dull, but it'll do the job. And pick it up so I'm not cutting the rack. I'm gonna flip it over actually, cut from this other side. This other side actually gives you a better, I should have turned it over this way first. This other side gives me a better view of really where to cut, but use a sharper knife than I'm using too. But you're just gonna cut it. If you're going for something pretty, don't cut it the way I just cut it. I'm gonna set this on this rack over here. We're gonna cook that too, but now we got us a St. Louis style cut. But we need to take this membrane off the back, so I'm gonna grab a paper towel. We're gonna take this paper towel, and we're just gonna try to grab this membrane with the paper towel. We'll see if we can grab it or not. I'm gonna make a little slit just to try to get it started, because this one's pretty tough. Once again, if I had a sharper knife, this would be a lot easier. Okay, those were napkins. I'm gonna try an actual paper towel. We'll see if this makes any difference. Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna use this paper towel. We're just gonna rip this membrane off. If you're good, you can get it in one pass. If you're like me, it's gonna take a couple. Probably more than a couple, actually. And the paper towel just helps you to get a little bit of grip on it. All right, this membrane is tough. I mean, I don't think I've ever struggled this much trying to get a membrane off. I'm about to squeeze all the juices out of this thing, just trying to do it. I mean, this is ridiculous. There we go. Come on. All right, I got my finger wedged in there. And it's coming. It's coming. I'm getting there. Wow. I might try to, oh, there we go. Yeah. Wrap it around your finger to get a little bit more leverage on it and yank. That noise was not the membrane. It was my kid dropping a bunch of hangers. Got it. All right. Eli, it's just. Is that a baby? Yeah, membrane, buddy. It's not a brain. It's called the membrane. All right, there's a lot of fat on this. I'm actually gonna trim some of this fat off. I don't like fatty ribs. Okay, you're gonna get a clean hand or an ungloved hand, and you're gonna get out your favorite rubs. Okay, I've never tried this kind. This is Heathrow's Pecan rub. We're gonna try this, and we're gonna start on the back side here, and I'm gonna put quite a bit. There's a little flap right here. Just flap that up. Make sure you get underneath it good. Flap it back down, and then keep going. All right, so we got layer 1 on. We're gonna go back over that with Central Barbecue, some of the best barbecue in Memphis, and we're just gonna go over top the pecan rub. We're gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes, let it kind of really soak into the meat. We'll come back, it should be wet and kind of tacky looking, and then we'll flip it and we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, it's been about 15 minutes. We flipped the racks over. This time I'm gonna add mustard to the top, just to give it a little bit more to cling onto, because it's really been about 20 minutes, so it might not be as moist. So you can use mustard as a binder if you want to. And we're just gonna actually repeat the process. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier than I went on the underside with the central rub. Right now, once again, this is the Heathrow's Pecan rub. Get a good coat on there. We're gonna cook this spare part too, see how it does. And here's the central. All right, we're gonna let this sit about 15 minutes, and while we're letting this sit, we're gonna go fire up the smoker. All right, we got the Pitboss pellet smoker here. I got a blend of post oak and hickory in here, but it was a little low, so I topped it off with another one, which I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be like a cherry blend. So we'll see how it comes out. But what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna cook this slow and steady. I got a little bit behind schedule. I'd like to go at 250, but we're actually gonna go to 275. So we just wanna let this heat up at 275, and while the rub is kind of setting in the meat, by the time it's done with that, this should be ready. And we'll go ahead and put the rack in. I do have a water pan in here with some water just to keep it moist so that smoke can penetrate a little bit better. And so you might be wondering, man, you gonna clean that thing? Yes, I am. Just not right now. I want to cook right now. And so I'll clean that later. I'll make a video on how to clean this thing. It's not too hard, but it is tedious. But we'll let that go. And then in a minute, we'll come back out and put those ribs on there. All right, it's been about 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna take this and we're gonna put it, we're gonna stick it right in the smoker. I'm gonna kind of aim for the middle. And we have it meat side up. The reason we're doing meat side up right now is so not too many of the juices fall down, so they'll kind of soak through, but also because in about 2.5 hours, we're gonna come back, we're gonna take this rack off and we're gonna wrap it. And we're gonna wrap it meat side down so that it can really swim in those juices. We're gonna add some stuff, you'll see. But right now, meat side up, a little bit higher midway through the rack, and 2.5 hours is how long we're gonna give it. We'll check on it every now and then. We might need to spritz it a bit, check our water pan, but we'll come back and check it in probably about an hour. Just see how it's doing, see how that rub is setting on there, and slow and low, here we go. All right, we're about 1.5 hours into our cook here. We're gonna open this up. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need to spray it. I got a mixture here of just some apple cider vinegar, diluted in a little bit of water. You could use actual apple juice. You can use whatever you want. I'm just using apple cider vinegar with a little bit of water in it. We're gonna open this up. Not get attacked by this wasp. Ooh. And we're gonna, yeah, it definitely needs spray. We're just trying to keep that rub a little wet to keep letting the moisture get in there. And this is a multi-purpose sprayer. And call that good for now. Listen, we're 2.5 hours in to these ribs right now, and you may be tempted to look at them and be like, they're ready. I'm gonna eat them now. Well, they're not. One, I don't think they're up to temp yet. We're cooking slow and low. A little bit higher than I wish, but still slow and low nonetheless. And two, don't put all this work into it just to give up now. It's gonna be so much better if you keep going. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some butter. This is actually unsalted butter. I usually use the salted butter, but I'm out of salted butter for some reason. We bought a bunch of unsalted butter, I guess by mistake. I think we did a Walmart pickup order, so I think that's what happened. They messed us up. We're gonna cut this butter up into little squares just like this, and we're just gonna lay it all the way across. And you might be thinking, like, that's a lot of butter. Yes, it is. All right. And I already cut through the aluminum foil. So you want to use a lot of aluminum foil. You want to use some heavy duty aluminum foil. I'm using this stuff because I don't have any of the heavy duty stuff. So if you're like me, just really layer it up, okay? Layer it up good. And we're also going to put some butcher paper on it, because I'm hoping the butcher paper will help kind of protect it a little bit more from the grate messing it up. But we're not done with just the butter, okay? Next, we need some brown sugar. You're gonna take some brown sugar. Make sure it's real brown sugar. Make sure it's not the stuff that says it's got molasses in it, okay? That stuff's nasty. I know what you're thinking right now. Like, why are you doing this? You already put rub on the ribs. Just trust me, okay? Do it this way, and it's gonna be good. And I do like my ribs a little sweet. That central seasoning that we put on there, that central rub, it's got a little kick to it, a little spicy kick, not too bad, but it's kind of sweet and spicy. We're gonna keep that trend up right now, because next, sweet red pepper jelly. We're gonna put a little bit of that on there. I'm actually only gonna do one side of this because my boys are eating this too. Or my little girl and my boys and my wife. So we're gonna put a little bit of this sweet pepper jelly just right here. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Right there on half, about half, okay. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add your favorite barbecue sauce, okay? I like this Meat Mitch Womp sauce. You can get it at Academy Sports. I can't open it. And I buy a couple at a time now because it's become my favorite sauce. My other favorite sauce is the Commissary barbecue sauce. And if you live anywhere near Memphis, which we used to live in Memphis, or we lived in Bartlett, you could get the Commissary sauce at like any Kroger, or you could go down to the Germantown Commissary and get it there yourself. But Kroger was faster, closer. But can't get that anymore. But at the same time, I think this Meat Mitch sauce might be my favorite. And you might be like, whoa, 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 why are you making these wet ribs? And if you're a dry rib person, then here's what you'll do different. Nothing. Trust me, okay? Just do it like this. It's gonna be so good. It is gonna be a little bit more wet ribbish, but we're not coating the whole rib. We're just doing this part. So we're gonna take the rib, we're gonna flip it meat side down. Oh man, look at the bottom of that. Oh, it looks so good. I do want to eat it now, but I'm not. Meat side down in there. We're gonna wrap it really tight, okay? Super duper tight. Man, that's hot. Should have kept the gloves on. Just wrap it up. All right. Try to get it as tight as you can. And the heavier duty your aluminum foil is, the better you're gonna do with this. All right. Wrap it up real good. And I told you. Oh no. I'll make that work. I'm gonna take some butcher paper as well, but I gotta do a little trick to it. So you got your butcher paper. It's papery, right? We need it to form around that. So you're gonna take your little sprayer with your apple cider vinegar You're gonna spray it down. Now there is a chance, okay, I haven't tried this. I thought about trying this, but I'm too scared right now to try it because I really want these ribs to be good. There's a chance that you can do it just in this butcher paper. And then you might get a little bit more smoky flavor coming out of that. I really don't know. If you've tried that, why don't you hit like on this video, leave a comment below saying whether or not it worked. And we gotta remember we want this side down, okay? Make sure you know where the top of your meat is. There it is, okay. That side down. I'm actually gonna, I don't know why. If we were just doing without the aluminum foil, we would wet the outside like this too. There's probably no point in me doing it right now like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Why not? Keep up the practice you're used to doing, right? We're gonna put this back in the smoker. We're gonna go another 2, maybe 2.5 hours. We're gonna check in on it after that. All right, we're right at 5 hours from the start time until right now. I just pulled this out. I pulled the spare part out. It doesn't look that great, but it will taste good. But what we're interested in is this right here. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna wait about 20 minutes and we're gonna let it sit and rest. And I know you wanna dig into it, I wanna dig into it. We're gonna unwrap it and then we're gonna let it rest. Put your gloves on because it's gonna be a little hot. We're gonna let it rest right here on this rack. That way a little bit of air can get up underneath it. But here we go. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. This should be super juicy. Oh, it is. Oh man. Oh, it looks so good. Listen, I know what you want to do. Oh, it's fall off the bone tender. I can't even lift it right now. I know what you want to do, and I do too. You just want to eat it, but you can't. You gotta let it rest. Just let it rest. I'm trying to flip it over. I'm gonna have to get something to flip this over without it completely falling apart. See if I can get my fingers up underneath it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Eli.
I'm definitely gonna eat that.
All right, I even hid the other one under the tin foil because that one's such a shame the way it looks compared to this. It's been about 20 minutes. It's time. I just want to show you though, when I went to go pick this up, I noticed that something was trying to fall off and that just slid right out of there. All right, we're gonna cut into this now. Gotta find the right angle. Oh, it just slices right through it. Oh man. It's probably gonna be really hot. Oh, look. Here, we'll put the bone back in there. Oh, you gotta see this. Oh, it's so hot. Maybe it hasn't been quite 15 minutes yet, but look at that. Look at that, it's so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite. It's gonna burn, but it's gonna be worth it. Oh no, that's hot. Oh, it's so good. Listen, it's fall off the bone tender, but it's not like overly tender to where it feels like you're eating mush. There's still good texture to it, got a good flavor to it. It's perfect. Bubby, wait. Your little taste test for the ribs. What do you think, Bubba?
Good.
Good, yeah. All right, taste test, buddy. Let's see.
Good.
You didn't even taste it, but.
Good.
Oh, what about Sissy?
Good. Girlie, what do you think? What do you think, girl? Take a bite. Take a bite of them ribs. Nom, 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 nom. Man, you kids smack a lot. You like it? Why does it quit smacking, dude? All right, she likes it.